Hi there, that's right, just a little old me again, great and glorious Nick Dutch back on the camera again one more time. Fill in the blanks if you wish. Okay, quick message to everybody out there, yes, do carry on keeping your private messages coming in, your various inquiries and questions and all the rest of that. I can't tackle all of them, but the ones I can tackle, I'm very happy to, do a video or make a comment or a reply and so on and so forth. Now this one is curious. It says, is there a way to induce an astral projection experience without doing breathing exercises? I've tried various breathing exercises in the past, but find they can become extremely difficult to maintain over a long period of time. Is it possible to have an astral projection experience simply by listening to binaural beats, or would I need to incorporate some other technique? Okay, well, the weird thing about humans is that we don't like complexity. As a species, we just hate complexity. We want to try and keep everything simple. And so there's been various different people who've been promoting a one and only one true way of doing this, that, and the other, when in fact there isn't a singular one and only true way of doing this, that, and the other. And for some people, they get better, as it were, results when they do breathing exercises. Some people do it better through other methods. The times when I've actually had what could be regarded as being a full-blown astral projection experience, and no, these don't happen all the time, because these are quite rare experiences, but the times when they have happened, they've been when I have been physically at extreme rest. I have not been trying to do breathing exercises. I've allowed my breathing to be natural, and I was doing a variety of concentration and visualization exercise, that of the the astral trying, levitating up out of the physical, and so therefore trying to generate in my mind's eye the emotion, thought, feeling and sensation of rising, and using visualization as part of the whole thing. Because when you're using the word visualize in this particular case, you're not just using your visual sense and your imagination, you're using everything else, your sense of place, your sense of proportion, posture, and any other forms of physical or psychological sense that you can, including emotional senses as well. And we just tend to describe it under the term visualization just because it's easier and quicker. And I've had some which were milder forms of astral projection type of experiences done in meditation. So yes, I would say that you could use binaural beats or monaural beats of various different meditation frequencies, and to experiment to see which ones provide different varieties of sensation for yourself. Now I'm going to try my hardest not to use the phrase "it works" or to find out what works for you. But what I would say is try and experiment with different forms of meditation frequency with your binaural beat generation technology, and see which ones have different varieties of effects on you. Typically speaking, people tend to ascribe the alpha theta rhythms as being ones which are best for weird stuff. But the astral projection recordings which I've created were designed to touch the gamma rhythm, because essentially prior to an astral projection occurring, it is believed that you get this feeling of euphoria just as your spirit is separating from your physical. And it's also believed that feeling of euphoria is brought about by gamma rhythms, which are the very fast ones above 30 cycles per second. And when I've tried to create these entrainment protocols, I've tried to make them in harmony with a lower meditation frequency, such as the 8.6 cycle per second frequency, that of the Earth's own electromagnetic field. So I might start with a meditation at around about 8.6, and then I would go to a higher harmonic of that, which would be within the gamma rhythm, to try and bring about that sense of euphoria, but maintaining that calm, tranquil state of mind which you need to try and allow it to happen. It's to be done without excitement, without fear or trepidation, and without, oh goody goody, it's finally happening kind of like feelings. You do it tranquil, almost like it is an exercise of religious prayer. I mean, you can play around with breathing exercises if you want to, but that's a different type of feeling that you get. It's kind of like a different type of experience in its own right. So when you're using breathing to do this sort of like astral projection-y type stuff, it just creates a different form of sensation. And I think that one thing we do need to be aware of is the fact that there's lots of different, as it were, levels of personal experience, some of which are done in a deep meditation path working kind of a way, and when you're doing it, you're thinking, yeah, well, I'm just doing this in, you know, purely in imagination and visualization, so it's not really an astral projection. But on the other hand, when you finally snap out of it, it actually becomes a bit of a shock and a surprise to find yourself back in your physical body and aware of your surroundings, because your meditation was quite that deep. You didn't realize it was quite that deep. All right. It needs playing around with. Alright, but the visualization of yourself rising and trying to generate that gentle, tranquil, slight feeling of dizzy euphoria appears to also be important in the experience, or generating that moment when, you know, you start to separate, or the moment when it feels like you're starting to separate and moving further onward and upward and out of yourself. It's weird and trippy, and very, very weird and very trippy, really. But if you don't play with it, it won't get better. Alright? And even if you do play with it, you don't always get the results that you want. Kind of thing like. But never mind. If you don't play with it, it won't get better. So carry on playing with it, but try and do more with the visualization and less with the breath control, because I think that's for a different type of experience. So see what you can do.